So can you shed some light to us about what is the right way of structuring the OKRs?
Good question. Um, Let me tell you that this is actually the tricky part, right? Let me break that down in two parts. The first part of the OKR structuring is the actual designing of OKRs, right? And this is where most of the organizations get it wrong. The second part to that question is the actual structure to ensure that the OKRs are being implemented properly within the organization. So let's call that as the cadence structure, right? So the actual designing of OKRs, which is part one of the structuring, and the second part is the actual cadence mechanism, and this is even more dicey sometimes. So let me tell you, a lot of organizations try to implement OKRs by reading books and some materials available online. While it is great, you should always take a lot of information that is available online about OKRs. Yes, there are wonderful books available, but if every organization could read OKR books and implement OKRs, I think we wouldn't have had so many organizations coming to us and saying, hey, you know what, we have actually not been able to do OKRs well, can you please help us? So we wouldn't have had such high drop rates from OKRs if it was that simple. Concept is not complicated. OKR as a concept is a very, very simple thing. It's a very simple framework. That's not the complication. I think the execution level is where a lot of organizations get into a warp zone, right? And they get stuck in that warp zone and they try to keep bettering the issues they have right within the warp zone. So you're recycling the issues there in that zone. So that's where OKRs become just another initiative within the organization, or it becomes a mundane thing which people lose interest and people start sandbagging their goals, right? So that's where things start falling apart. So what we do when we do when we work with you, when we work with your organization to structure OKRs, we do what are called as deep insight workshops, right? Which helps us understand you better, which helps you understand certain blind spots that you may have within your own organization, whether you're a startup or a well-established firm. And let me tell you the thumb rule when you do these workshops and the setting of the OKR, especially in the crucial first quarter of implementation, the thumb rule is that you need to ensure that you stick to a structure. Let me tell you, once the deep insight workshops are done, the thumb rule, right, that we ask a lot of organizations to follow is to ensure that the whole governance model is structured in such a way that the OKR cadence mechanism that we put together is not just a session where you put together some numerics in terms of what the progress of your key result is or what the progress of your objective is, and put the progress percentage and you're done. While that is one essential part of an OKR cadence, but that's not where we stop. We structure your entire OKR cadence in such a way that every cadence is actually a deep learning for your teams and for your individual employees, right? So that's how you create a loop of learning and complete the cycle of OKR success. So this requires commitment, and this requires complete alignment of the leadership team right up to the last mile employee in the organization. Stay tuned for more information on how you can do this better, and please connect with us. If you are actually looking at structuring your OKRs in the right way, visit us at www.okrleague.com and we'll be back with more information soon.